Oh, it comes from there.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to everyone who's watching Bar TV's coverage of the CRL representative season. It is round one. We're here from Ron Costello Oval in beautiful Shell Harbour
Clear the ruck.
for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons against the Monero Colts. Perfect day for rugby league on the South Coast. Going for a top of 24 degrees today. Players may feel the pinch towards the end of the game, but all in all it makes for a very good game. A dry track, a beautiful track here at Ron Costello Oval as we go through the teams. First of all this afternoon it's the Andrew Johns Cup, the under-16s, and the home side lines up as follows. At the back it's Sam Fitzpatrick. On the wings Nathan Mezinez and James McClelland. In the centres it's Joe Nelson and Jarvis Austin. The halves pairing of Caleb Stewart and Billy Cook. The front row Jack McKechnie, Keith Gatt and Salvatore Gattuso. In the back row Jonah Longbottom, Reece Penno, Ryan Couchman is the lock forward. On the bench it's Quinton Tafua, Richard Hall, Bailey Heyman, Jackson Roundtree, Kyle Sacchi and Max Riolo. And for the travelling Monero Colts, the fullback is Ty Dowdle. On the wings, it's Connor Harrison and Ilya Georgieski. In the centres, it's Kurt Zidlams and Regan Hurley. The halves are Jackson Gilbert, Mitchell Evans. The front row, Jake Boland, Nicholas Navarro. Cody McCallum is the hooker. The back row, Damien Chamberlain, Kenny Keegan. Terry Bradley is the lock forward. Jacob Lay is on the bench with Sam Azzopardi, Lachlan Turner and Jack McDougall. And Joshua Latham is wearing the 18 jersey. So the sides coming out on a Ron Costello Oval. That's the Illawarra South Coast Dragons first up, led by Captain Billy Cook in the number 7 jersey. He will be crucial this afternoon to the home side's chances. And of course the Dragons finished runner-up in the Andrew Johns under-16s Cup last season as the Monero Colts come out on to Ron Costello Oval, led by fullback and captain Ty Dowdle from the Tathra Sea Eagles. I'm sure there'll be plenty of feeling between these two sides, more or less neighbours if you look at it. Of course, the Illawarra South Coast team featuring players from the Illawarra competition in Group 7. And as for Monero, well, they feature players from the Canberra Raiders Cup and Group 16, which features, of course, the Snowy Mountains and the far South Coast. As the players in the middle shaking hands, getting some last instructions by the match officials. Couldn't have asked for a better day for football as we kick off the junior representative season. Could we be looking at some future NRL stars? It's certainly a breeding ground, these two regions. The home side will run towards the eastern end of Ron Costello Oval in this first half. Penno with the ball on the tee. Drives it low and hard. Now Monero with first use of the football. And as I mentioned, the Dragons runners-up last year. Monero finished third in the Southern Pool, just behind the Dragons, who finished second and went through the finals to advance. And they look to the left, and good short ball in there, and good meters on this set. Now Boland up over halfway. So if navigated that first set as Mezinez drops the football. The Colts have got it back. It's called play on. And it's with Zidlans. 12 metres out. Real chance to strike here is Kenny with the football. Almost goes up and goes again. Short it goes to the front row, and Navarro, he ducks under a high one. It's a penalty underneath the post. What a start by the Colts. McCallum takes it back to the 10-metre mark where he goes to Evans. Evans looks outside, and they were up quickly on Gilbert there. In fact, just trying to see who that was. So short side they go towards Hurley. Now back to Boland. Almost a standing start for Boland. Just a metre out. Short ball there, looking for Terry to go over. Terry plants it down. No penalty. In fact, no. It's a knock on is the call. Forward pass, perhaps. It was flat at the line there from McCallum. Terry thought he had himself a 4-pointer. The Dragons dodge an early bullet from that S&S drop ball off the kick from Evans. An early warning shot. Now on the 19 jersey there. That's Riolo on the field. I notice he's starting the game today for the Dragons. They look to work it out from their own end. First chance of the game. Messinez with that one, and now Evans onto Riolo, and he finds Gattuso. Gattuso's tackled 25 out from his own line. Early penalty there for the Dragons, a much relieving penalty. Cook goes with a tap, and what a hit coming in. It was from Navarro. He rocked McKechnie. Oh, and another error. Solid defence from the Colts. They've come here to play this afternoon. Back on attack. Now Boland. He's met hard by Terry. In fact, by Couchman, I should say. Now short side to Terry. Busy start for the lock forward for Monero. Set deep to the left, and it goes from Evans to Gilbert. Gilbert finding a short ball, and good hands as well on the outside. It's an early try to the Colts. They've looked dangerous from the outset. And they lead by 4 points to 0. Looked dangerous every time they've gone out to the left edge. They come up trumps on this occasion. 4 points to 0. The Dragons well and truly on the back foot to start this one. Harrison with the kicking duties. He'll try to make it 6 points to 0. Southern end of Ron Costello Oval. A tough assignment first up. The Dragons shell-shocked after that. Starters, the strike's good, but it's away to the left. No goal. The score remaining 4-0. The visitors making a positive start. Some big boppers in this Monero side. We saw Boland and Navarro with that hit that forced the error, gave them the field position. That allowed them to stretch it to the left and score in the corner. Cook to get us back underway. 4 points to 0. Now Boland charging back. Textbook tackle coming in. Clellan was in there. Got a nice piece of him. Now Chamberlain. This time McCallum goes for a snipe. Now it goes to the boot of Gilbert. Gilbert finding space. Work to do here for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick is going to have to play it. His opposite number ropes him up. Dowdle getting some help there from Zitterlands. And they pin him in that corner, and the Dragons will have to again work hard to get out of their own end. Austin with the cart back from the corner. Now Couchman. A real breeze to speak of this afternoon. Maybe a gentle one, but nothing that's really going to trouble the players too much, as Penno gets a boot on that, and well, Dowdle didn't want a bar of it. He's let it bounce, and he's cost himself another 10 metres there, and he'll take the tackle. Messonez with the tackle, and had some help there from Longbottom. The Colts leading 4-0 here at Ron Costello Oval. And Georgievski. Navarro. Now they go to the short side and really probing, trying to test the edges. Monero early on in this one. Fifth and last. They've got 42 metres to go and wasn't expecting it. Zitterlands. And he's dropped it cold. It'll be a turnover. In pretty good field position for the Dragons. Play restarts. The engine room working overtime. Gattuso. Up to halfway with Longbottom. Cook at dummy half. Goes to his half partner in Stewart. Stewart going for the early kick and finding some space. Oh, Dowdle and his winger there, and Harrison had a tough time of communicating. Might have been Georgievski, in fact, on that far side. The Colts 30 out. The visitors lead. Oh, question marks on that pass, but Terry's got straight through the gap. He's got one to beat as the red and white wall descends on him. They make the tackle, but the Colts in good field position and with tackles up their sleeve, but the pass from McCallum, it goes behind Evans, who drops the ball, and the Dragons again get out of trouble. Certainly was on. Perhaps the option was to go to the open side. But the call from Evans was to the blind. Now Riolo. Couchman. The Thurul Butchers Jr. 9 short of halfway as Messonez goes probing, looking for some space, but he runs into the wrong man. Boland. Now Riolo out there to McKechnie. McKechnie up over the advantage line. This is good metres from the Dragons. Best set of the game, you'd have to say, as Riolo turns it on the inside to Gattuso, and Gattuso's tackled on the fifth and last They're 35 metres away as they go to the short side with Riolo. He's found some space, and now Longbottom down the sideline. He finds support on the inside. The step from Austin, and Austin will score. The Dragons' first try of the game. Heads up play from Rioli down the blind, and some nice interchange of passing from Longbottom to Austin, who still had some work to do. 4 points all. Game on. And after the Colts really blew the Dragons apart in the opening minutes, they've settled into their work quite nicely, the home side. Jarvis Austin, the Shellharbour Junior, would be used to playing on this ground, no doubt. Would know every inch of turf. Now Penno, can he put the home side in front? I have to say, on the balance of play, Monero have had the better of it. Some nice vision from Riolo, young Max Riolo. There might not be much of him, but he's a thinker. Saw they were outnumbered, Monero, on that short side, and summed up the situation perfectly. Penno, 10 metres in from the touchline. Strike, it's not too bad, but he's hooked it to the left. No goal. 4 points all. Entertaining start to this round one Andrew Johns Cup fixture. Both sides look to assert their dominance on the southern pool.
St George South Coast Dragons, scored by number 4, Jarvis Austin. The conversion was unsuccessful. The score now on the Beach Street Surfing scoreboard is Dragons 4, Monaro 4.
Back underway from the Bird of Harrison. Hasn't got much depth on this, but slight bobble. They almost made a meal of it as Gattuso runs back at the defence. Standing start for Couchman. Couchman, centre of the park, and a dummy there from... just trying to see who that might have been. It was, in fact, Cook, who's looks to have taken the headgear off. As that penalty gets the Dragons out of trouble. Got some momentum and a head of steam up now. Cook takes the quick tap, and the Dragons back on attack. McKechnie plays it down the short side with Riolo again to Longbottom. That combination's already yielded results very early in this one. Back to McKechnie, and McKechnie's tackled 35 metres out from the Colts goal line. Short side again, Riolo. This time, the tackle's made. There's no getting away from the tackle of Gilbert. Now Fitzpatrick on to Gattuso. 11 metres out. The Dragons looking for back-to-back tries. Cook at dummy half. To Stewart. Stewart, dummies, goes himself. Stewart scores. Individual brilliance from the Culburra boy. 8 points to 4. The Dragons have gained the ascendancy all of a sudden, the blink of an eye. 2 tries in 2 minutes. A step off the right foot. And Caleb Stewart ghosting through some pretty feeble attempts at tackling. I can tell you, Monero coach Brendan Bradley will be filthy with his inside defenders on that occasion. Showed them the outside, stepped off the right, the acceleration, the strength to get over. This one a much easier attempt for Reece Penno. No mistake, 10 points to 4. Illawarra South Coast over Monero. First half of this round 1 Andrew Johns Cup clash. Big thank you to our major sponsors, SLE Worldwide, the competition's official partner Anytime Fitness, and of course to Bar TV, which are enjoying this live coverage. Groundhog Day for Monero. Kicking off down to the Dragons, and Gattuso, oh, he's made a meal of it. It's gone dead. It'll be a goal line dropout. Not what they needed after points. And a chance immediately for the Colts to hit back. Very shallow restart as Gilbert goes back to his big front rower Navarro, who's not only done a mountain of work, but he's left a trail of destruction in his wake early in this game. The ball with Terry. Another one who's been busy. They earn a penalty. A little too eager to get up off the line, and this time it was Couchman and Gattuso pinked. So McCallum has the ball. They'll go for the 4 points, as you'd expect. Bowl it. Aggressive tackle to Fua in there. They probe to the left, and they've maybe worked a bit of an overlap. Dowdle through the dummy went himself. The gap closed. Now Terry. 3 defenders. They struggle to bring him down a metre out. McCallum. Gilbert. Evans. And that one goes astray. Chance bombed. Messinez comes up with it. 10 points to 4 in favour of the home side. Bit of a breeze starting to pick up. Gattuso. Now Stewart floating it to one of his forwards there in the Penno. Now they go short side, and again, look at that man, Caleb Stewart, creating all sorts of problems for the Monero defences. The ball goes back to Penno. Penno, it's an ugly kick. It might work out okay. The chase is coming through, but they couldn't get a handle on it. It'll be back to the Colts. But they've lost it in the play, the ball. Another error from the visitors, and now the Dragons will get the scrum loose and feed. Only 35 metres out. Ten points to 4. After trailing early, it's been all Illawarra South Coast. Riolo. Oh! Finding the try scorer in Austin. 19 out. Stewart, the dummy half. Now finding Tafua. Tafua. Won't he be a handful this afternoon? Riolo skipping. Riolo trying to go through that gap. That closed up as the defence converged on him. 5 metres out. Couchman. Flat-footed, 5th and last. Cook to dummy half. Stewart. Grubbers, but it was easy pickings for Evans. Dives on the football, 2 metres out. Both sides looking to get into some sort of defensive rhythm. Strong charge by Kenny. Keegan Kenny. Oh, that was a horrible play, the ball, but play goes on. Certainly wasn't facing perpendicular. So now they probe with Evans. Evans, oh, straight through! The dummy, what about the speed from Terry? What a try by the Colts! Will improve the position. Great ball, great line. $10 points to 8, kick to come. We're about to be even Stevens very shortly. In fact, it was, I think it was Chamberlain with the try. Just having a look at the numbers, I apologise there. Looks like Chamberlain was the one that stormed through the gap. He's sucking in the big ones. Damien Chamberlain off a beautiful Mitch Evans ball. The number 7s look dangerous every time he's touched it, and Chamberlain, the Goulburn Junior, touches down. Again, apologies for crediting Terry for the try, but Damien Chamberlain, an impressive start by the left back rower. And Harrison makes it 10 points all. Exciting start to this contest. Just having a look, a player's gone off injured for the Colts, looking to see who it is. It's Jackson Gilbert who's gone off for the Colts. It's in a pretty bad way at the moment. Let's watch this space. Monero scored first, then back-to-back tries from the Dragons. The Colts strike back with a long-range try. That left edge, again, it's been a go-to for them. Damien Chamberlain with that try. Cook gets us underway. It was a pretty lazy chase as well. They're already up to the 30-metre mark. And 17, McDougall on, the Valley Dragons Junior. Plenty of them in this side. Plenty of talented footballers from Tuggeranong in the ACT. And a penalty for an obstruction by the law. In fact, it might have been offside. Again, after points not being able to complete the set. And Bradley will be tearing his hair out. So Evans with the tap, with Cook with the tap to Stewart, and Stewart finds big Tafua. So it looks as if Cook, even though he's wearing the 7, playing in the hooker role at the moment. And then it's Stewart pulling the strings. Along with Riolo there in the halves. Now Tafua. Tafua trying to bump his way towards the try line. He's only a metre away as Cook goes himself. It's going to be time off. Held up. Not a bad effort from Billy Cook, the Thurul Junior. Stewart to acting half. Riolo out the back there to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick out to Jarvis Austin, and McClellan comes back with it. 5th and last. The ball goes up from Fitzpatrick, looking for someone to get under that. They managed to keep it alive. Another kick in. It's a little kick pass across there for McClellan. McClellan going for the corner, and now the play, it's still going, but it's in the hands of the Colts. Now Dowdle. 10-all. McCallum almost clean through the gap and earns the penalty. Cody McCallum, nice little run. Got the Dragons' defence napping. As a party on in the 15 jersey, another penalty. Offside off the tap. Well, I know Cameron Thurgate will want to have a word to his men about their discipline at half time.
The Beach Street Surfing scoreboard is saying 10 to the Dragons, 10 to the Narrow. It's also played off in the second half, which is coming up very short.
So McCallum with the tap. McDougall into the red zone of the Dragons. Looking to take the lead. The ball goes back to McCallum. McCallum! He won't even have a hand laid on him as he puts the Colts in front. The Dragons had clocked off, thought the tackle is done. But one man who didn't think the play was done was McCallum. Billy Cook, the captain's being called out by the referee. Probably wants to have a word about not only the discipline, but maybe a few of the players having a few choice words with the officials.
Hold on, mate.
14-10, Monero back in front. A seesawing affair at Shell Harbour. Cody McCallum, very influential in those consecutive sets. 3 consecutive, 2 penalties. They were piggybacked. And now the kick on its way. It's over. 16-10 to Monero. Mitch Evans taking over the kicking duties and piloting that one over. The home side being absolutely punished in the penalty department as we approach half time in this round 1 clash.
The conversion was successful by Mitchell Evans. Beach 13 scoreboard, Arrow 16, Dragons.
So the kick off from Penno, it's wobbly, it's ugly, but it might do the trick. It's an okay bounce though for Zidlands, and Zidlands, the Naruma Devils Jr. takes the football. Navarro. In fact, it was McDougall on the mark in the 17. Going to their bench, giving their starting forwards a bit of a breather. As a party, away from one as one of the Dragons players comes reeling out of the tackle. Might be Tafua. Might want to get a closer look. No. In fact, it's Caleb Stewart who was clutching at something. They can ill afford to lose him. He's been just about their best as they go back out to that left edge where they've had a ton of success, but not on this occasion. The tackle was good coming in from Penno.
Six tackle. I've got a mark. Six tackle. Change over. 14.
So just having a look at the team sheet. So 19 is Jackson Gilbert after that blood bin, and That's half-time at Ron Costello Oval. An entertaining start to round one in this Andrew Johns Cup. And it's the Colts on top, 16 points to 10, 3 tries to 2. We'll be back very shortly with the second half. You're watching this live on Bar TV. A big thank you to our sponsor, our major sponsor, SLE Worldwide, and our partner, Anytime Fitness. We'll be back shortly, as I said, 16-10 Monero, leading Illawarra South Coast. Welcome back to the second half of the Andrew Johns Cup. Round 1 clash between the Illawarra South Coast Dragons and the Monero Colts. It's the visitors, Monero, leading 16 points to 10. Monero jumped out to a 4-0 lead. Then South Coast gained the ascendancy. They were up 10 points to 4. And 2 late tries sees Monero up by that 6-point margin. Beautiful day here at Ron Costello Oval in the heart of Shell Harbour. Beautiful location right in the heart of the South Coast. As the home side returns to the park with plenty of work to do, I'm sure one of the themes for Coach Cameron Thurgate at halftime would have been discipline, giving away a raft of penalties in that first half. Colts, they'd be reasonably happy with their performance, although there was some errors in their own red zone that ultimately proved costly and let the Dragons back into the game. So Harrison gets us underway. Oh, and that one going backwards from Cook. Could have easily been a knock on. Tafua getting the offload away. The call was held. He'll go back and play it. Thought an error perhaps from dummy half there from McClelland. Had a little bit of a juggle as he picked that one up. Now the ball out there from Riolo, and what a first half he had, little Riolo. The penalty is Penno's put to ground. No shortage of penalties in this game thus far. Cook with a good touch finder. Only just finding the touchline, mind you, but it advances them into the Colts half. They trail by 6. Keith Gatt, the Warilla Junior, on in the 9 jersey now after starting the game on the bench. Ringing in the changes is Longbottom. Now out to Couchman, centre of the park, 35 metres out. Searching for first points in the second half. Cook going back to that customary 7 roll, and Fitzpatrick looking to slice through as an error in the play the ball from Gatt. And the Colts are let off the hook. Sure, one thing that Cameron Thurgate also addressed was that right edge defence. The Monero's left edge attack carved up in that first half as they look to get away again here. Another error, this time on the first tackle. It looked promising at one point. Dowder was involved in that piece of the passage of play. Dragons with the loosened feet. Couchman. Dowdle in there as I thought maybe perhaps another error again. What about the kick on the first from Gatt? Gatt's got no one in front of him. He gets the bounce and scores the try. Oh, Keith Gatt, the magician. No one saw that coming. He pulls a rabbit out the hat, and it's 16-14 kick to come. We could be all square in just a moment. What about the opportunistic play from the number 9, who hasn't been on the field long after starting on the bench? He must have had itchy fingers. He pulled the trigger. No fullback at home. It was good vision. Got a beautiful bounce. 16-14. Stewart looking to make this 16 all. A slight breeze dying down just a shade. The strike on its way. It's over. 16 all. First blood to the Dragons in the second half. Back underway. The Dragons full of confidence now. McKechnie will play the football. 25 out. Round one. Sure to provide some surprise packets. Keith Gatt just provided us with something you probably won't see too often in this tournament. Now they're set deep out there as Stewart goes to the boot, and almost some confusion as Dowdle and Georgievski almost collided. But Dowdle takes the catch, and now Georgievski. The boy from Gungala will play it 21 shy of halfway. What have the Colts got in response? It's now a nice little short ball there for Chamberlain. He's already got one try, gets it to Georgievski, who cuts back on the inside. And a good tackle coming in from Billy Cook, but a second effort in there from McLeod. Earns the Colts a penalty late in the set. Again, it comes down to that discipline. Dowdle goes for touch. They'll start the set in great field position. Callum with the tap. McDougall. Oh, 4 of them in there. He's taking some stopping. He's 5 metres out. And an error on just the second tackle of the set. Sloppy start to the second half by both sides. So Cook feeds the scrum. Riolo. Riolo getting it on his outside there to Austin. Already with 1 try to his name this afternoon. So now the early kick coming in from Stewart. Stewart looking perhaps for a 40-20 in. He won't quite have the legs to get it there, but Georgievski with work to do. The chase was good. It was up on him quickly. He'll play it 20 metres out from his own line as they go down the short side. Strong contact. Fitzpatrick, there's not much of him, but he was certainly giving it his all. Dowdle playing it to Chamberlain, who scored perhaps the try of the afternoon or just about. And another penalty. Overzealous Gatt and Cook as they went into that one. Held on a little too long. Evans finds touch.
Thanks, bud.
Inside the Dragons' half. So Turner in the 16, Strong tackle by Couchman. McCallum finds Azzopardi. Cook makes the tackle. 20 out. Looking to shift it laterally, and now it's Dowdle. Dowdle trying to straighten the play. 12 metres out. McCallum. Evans. They go out there to Kenny. Kenny gets the ball away. The Colts looking for another try. The defence holds him up. By the looks of it, it'd be a goal line dropout, so I'm not sure what happened there. Nevertheless, Monero will get another crack. Horrible dropout. So Kenny on tackle 1, Monero 19 out. Strong run by Zitalix. Short side, McCallum's already got one. Can't get number 2. Again, they persist down the short side this time. McDougall! McDougall! No! The ball's lost. Out to the 20. Costly error. Letting Illawarra South Coast well and truly off the hook. 16 points all. This round 1 game. McClelland earns his side a penalty again, offside. The referee not letting the players get away with anything in this one. They won't go for touch instead. Gattuso, a false start. But Gattuso, he winds up again. Up over the advantage line, tackle 1 for the Dragons. Short side, they turn it on the inside. Penno looking to go against the grain, and they're up over the halfway mark, the Dragons. Certainly looking the much more fluid side in attack in this second half as Riolo goes out there to Fitzpatrick, and now Austin gets it out there to Messinez, and Messinez still going, still stepping, looking for support. He thought about the offload to Austin, but Austin overran it. They're 21 metres out. Riolo, short ball there to Longbottom taking some stopping. He's up to within 10 metres of the line. They're set out to the right if they want to go that way. Riolo going the kick. The grubber through, and it was well read by the Colts back 3. They get out of it. It looked dangerous. It looked ominous. Penno with the tackle. As the Colts now sucking in the big one, struggling to get out of their red zone. Azzopardi. Dumped by Penno. They go short side and add flat at the line. Hammered Evans as he passed that football. Showing plenty of courage, the number 7. And now it's back to him. He's got no distance on this kick, but it was in the Bermuda Triangle, and luckily it came back to Fitzpatrick. Now Messinez. Flirting with the touchline. Into the Colts half on tackle 2. 16 all. Austin. Riolo going back to Fitzpatrick's. Fitzpatrick probably not expecting that. Riolo Oh, Gattuso and Navarro resuming their rivalry. Now to Cook. Cook with a nothing kick, and it was easy enough for Dowdle to rope that in. The last tackle option's not quite there for the Dragons at the moment. 16 all, 3 tries apiece in this round 1 clash. Navarro, can he spark his side? Certainly did in the first half with some big defence. Now Turner. Laying in the tackle. We've seen those penalised this afternoon. Evans. Oh, short ball. It could have been a try at either end. The intercept didn't quite come off, but they had the overlap, Monero. They'll get another set of 6 and another penalty. If you've tuned in on Bar TV this afternoon, you've tuned into a thriller between these two rival rugby league regions. Boy, haven't both produced some excellent NRL footballers over the years. Now Boland. Back to their starting front row rotation. Time off called. Fitzpatrick looked in a spot of bother, but he's hobbling back into the defensive line. Referee wanting to just have a word with Boland and Dowdle. A warning of some sorts. Now the wrecking ball, Navarro. 4 of them. And they still struggle to get him down. He gets an offload away. They lose ground on that occasion. Perhaps the offload wasn't the go. Now, what about McCallum? The vision. Found Hurley, who almost went over. They've still got numbers out here to the short side. Chamberlain looking for number 2. Timeout called. A Dragons player on the ground in back play. In a world of hurt. Might be the fullback, Fitzpatrick, who got up quite gingerly just a couple of plays ago. Courageous young fullback. There's not much of him in the size department. Plays well above his weight. And he looks in some sort of pain, clutching at his leg. So a Holton play, a Holton momentum for Monero. $16 all. We'll take this time to acknowledge the major sponsor of the Andrew Johns Cup for 2019, SLE Worldwide, and the competition's major partner in Anytime Fitness. And you'd suspect by the looks of that will be the last we'll see of Sam Fitzpatrick today, who's been fairly reliable at fullback. A bit of shuffling to do now for Cameron Thurgate. It'll be interesting to see what he does with his lineup. In the meantime, they have to snuff this play out. A little cross kick. Dowdle! Another little cross kick. Try to find his winger, but it goes into touch. Harrison couldn't get a grasp on it. There was no real urgency by the Dragons to come forward and put pressure on the kicks. I thought maybe a try was in the offing. I'm not sure whether the kick option was the right one from Dowdle. I felt he could have gone himself. The pressure of a tight game showing in this one. Messinez. After that early blunder, which led to Monero's first try, he's been solid on the wing, and this bloke's been solid up the middle. Salvatore Gattuso. Now Couchman. The Dragons. Up over halfway, Riolo on his outside. That's quick hands, almost an intercept. Long bottom was out there. They'll get another set, importantly for the Dragons. You just wonder what toll this heat might have on both sides. Going for a top of 24 this afternoon. Now the Dragons with Richard Hall. Gattuso, Navarro came up, sized up his opposite and crunched him. And the dummy from Cook. And he gets an offload out the back. So Penno will play it. Short side they go. Keith Gatt, who orchestrated and scored the only try of the second half. Riolo looked to his outside, had no one. Tries to put the fend on Jacob Lay. 15 out. Cook. Look to his inside. Throws the dummy, Cook. Then he gets it on his outside. Gattuso's dropped it. It went backwards according to the referee. Back to Gattuso for the line. He gets there, does he? Time off. Changeover's the call. He was short. I thought in any event it was a knock-on from Gattuso, dropping that football. Whether it was the right call or not is irrelevant because the right result, Monero with the football, 16 all. Bowled. The lanky front rower who knows only one way, and that is straight. Oh, and a solid tackle coming in on Chamberlain, but they were offside yet again. This match just picking up in intensity as both sides chase the 2 points. At the moment, as things stand, both will be going away with one. 16 all. Still plenty of time left in this contest, though. Boland again. He's driven by Penno. The Corrimal Cougar Junior on the prowl. So they go short side with Hurley. Hurley picking up an easy 10 metres, trying to get his side on the front foot, Monero. And now his centre partner in Zitterlins. Up to the 30. Navarro. Gets it, offload to Dowdle. Dowdle tackled in a try saver. And now Short trying to crash their way over. Last tackle. And the play dies. The Dragons hang on. Some push and shove. I think it was Jacob Lay in there who tried to go from dummy half, was tackled. And stirring things up a little. Plenty of feeling in this one. Time off is the call. I'm suspecting the captains will be called out. So right result. I don't think it was worthy of a penalty there at all. It'll be a play the ball. 99 metres for the Dragons to go. 16 all. You'd have to say the scoreline reflective of the flow of play. Both sides have had their chances. Oh, the big don't argue. Long bottom getting Navarro out of the road as the Dragons advance the football through Mezzanez. 9 short of halfway. Navarro. He'll advance at another 10 metres. They're up to halfway, the Dragons. They've got themselves out of a bit of a prickly situation as Stewart puts the kick through. And the chase, it's pretty good. McClellan coming down and look at the chase there. It's effective, it's solid. And now Monero in the situation where they have to go 90 metres and they may just do it with a run there from Hurley. Up to within 10 of halfway. The Colts back on the front foot through Chamberlain. Cries for a high tackle from the Colts fans. Daley at dummy half. The ball on there to Navarro and spins out of one tackle before he's put down 41 metres out. Penno is in there. Now a short ball from Evans. 32 metres out. 16 all. McCallum to Evans. Evans a cutout. The ball back on the inside to Zidlitz. 15 metres out. Last tackle. Evans going to the air. The chase coming through. But it's taken by the Dragons. Pressure in this game is immense. McClellan takes the tackle. Now out to Tafua, who I don't know whether he just came on. That may explain why he was standing out on the wing. Now Gattuso. And short side the kick. It's not a bad one. It's sitting up. The chase is coming through, and it goes into touch just. What a kick from Keith Gatt to get his side out of trouble, out of their own end. And it was about a metre away from a 40-20. Perfect execution. 16 all as we enter the dying minutes of this round one Andrew Johns Cup clash. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on Bar TV. What a way to start the representative season. And beautiful sunshine as Evans. His pass goes to the turf and it's picked up eventually. Zidlin's out there on the right edge as they continue that way through Kenny. Kenny looking to slice open the Dragons' defence, which has been pretty solid in their second half. They haven't conceded any points. Now Couchman in there with Longbottom as they affect the tackle. Now Terry. Big run by the lock forward. 35 out. Monero and the Dragons. Nothing has split them thus far. 16 all. Last tackle. Evans is in the pocket. It's a slow play the ball. They're trying to milk a penalty and they'll get it as well. You'd have to think they'll go the two. They've got to go the two surely, and now the call has come from the touchline. Trainer, no, they've got the tap. They're going for the knockout blow, the Colts. Evans Dowdle. Ball and all tackle by Saki and Sackley. They've lost the football. Can you believe it? They turn down their 2. They lose the football. The Dragons back with it. It's still 16 all. And a penalty as well. A big turning point in this game, perhaps. False start again. Penno thought he was off to the races. So Gattuso almost lost the handle on it as Navarro came out to put a shot on. He missed as Gattuso plays at 45 out. Looking to work their way into field position so they can perhaps line up for a field goal. 16 all. Penno, 1 out. But the defence is standing back. He makes an easy 15 metres. The Colts are tired. The Dragons are surging. Now the quick hands long bottom. And now Austin. Austin looking for another try. Gets it out to Mercedes. But the ball's knocked on. A chance out on the left edge. Thought Austin may have been going in for a double. And the match winner. Not long left in this one. 16 all. The Colts turning down what you would have thought would be a gimme 2. 30 metres out, right in front. Will that come back to haunt them? Nicholas Navarro, one of the Colts' best, up the middle. Boland going out there to his support play. And Dowdle. Short side Chamberlain. Chamberlain wrapped up. Much better job by this right edge defence by the Dragons in the second half. That's the 5th and last. 45 out, you'd have to think too far out to have a pop. And instead Evans flirting with the touchline. It's out on the full. They needed a calm and composed kick on the last and they didn't get it. Now it's the Dragons. Through Penno. Penno fending. Penno looking to satch it on the siren. The siren has gone. Austin fends away from one. But he dies with the football. That is full time. Monero and Illawarra South Coast share the points in round 1 of the Andrew Johns Cup. A thrilling game of rugby league. 16 all. 3 tries apiece, 2 conversions apiece. The sole try in the second half to Keith Gatt. It was a moment of individual brilliance. The stalemate couldn't be broken. Monero had a chance to kick for goal off a penalty 30 metres out right in front. With just a few minutes left, they turned it down. They made a mistake. So ultimately, the sides will take a point each heading into round 2. But what a game we've seen here on Bar TV. A big thanks to our major sponsors, SLE Worldwide, and the Andrew Johns Cup partner, official partner in Anytime Fitness. Stay with us though. Coming up very shortly, we have got round 1 of the Laurie Daley Cup, the under-18s, as the Illawarra South Coast Dragons and the Monero Colts go head-to-head right here at Ron Costello Oval in Shellharbour. But that closes out the Andrew Johns Cup round 1 clash here. 16 all. The score Both sides unable to be split. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of the Andrew Johns and Laurie Daley Cups round one here from Ron Costello Oval in Shellharbour. Illawarra and Monero going head to head today. We've just seen an epic in the Andrew Johns Cup. 16-all draw between the Dragons and the Colts. We're expecting more of the same in the 18s. Let's go through the teams as they line up this afternoon. For the home side, the Illawarra South Coast Dragons. At fullback, it's Jai Patterson. On the wings, it's Alexander Lobb. And they're just having a look at the 5 jersey. Jay Weaver. 3 is Phoenix Venabu Affinity. Or Venabu Affinity, I should say. Nelson Sharp in the centres. Tyron Roberts in the 6th jersey. Billy Hayburn. Clive Brett. Jack Owen. Trent Griffiths are the front row. Toby Boothroyd, Charlie Parrish, the captain, and Kai Sims make up the back row for the Dragons. And on the bench, it's Gio Nassau, Baden Grob, William Webb, Fletcher Blackett, Braith Lawrence Foy, Josh Martin. For Monero, at the back, Tristan Eldridge. On the wings, Ashton Naidu and Eldrick Bahara. In the centres, Lincoln Bradley and Adam Barlow. The halves, where's Alexander and Connor Williams? The front row, Jack Grant, Hayden Bradley, Brad Buckley, the captain. The back row, Yuli Mariner, Willie Delamere, and Jack Pepinall on the bench. Zane Thompson, Noah Sadler, Kane Smith, Ryan Longhurst, and Fred Griffiths. The coach, Jason Kelly, as the home side. Comes onto the park, the Dragons. Looking to start off the Laurie Daley Cup in better fashion than the under-18s did last year. It was a pretty sorry year. Now Monero out on the park, led by their captain Brad Buckley. If you've just joined us, you missed an epic in the Andrew Johns Cup. 16-all, the sides couldn't be split. We're expecting another thriller today. So Monero working their way towards the western end of Ron Costello Oval.
If I could get a team sheet brought up to the broadcast.
The Dragons will kick off.
One of the sides bring me a team sheet up. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
This much anticipated round one clash. Live on Bar TV. And we're underway. Monero will get first use of the football as they look to complete the snatch and grab mission this afternoon. And already a barnstorming start. Yuli Mariner. Big lump of a lad. So Pepinall plays it. Tackle 3. They're already into the Dragons' half. Now Buckley. Bradley going back to Connor Williams. Williams looking to catch the back 3 out early, and they do. In fact, Lobb will take that for the Dragons. Good first set by the Colts. Now Parrish. Beautiful afternoon in Shellharbour. Looking for a top of around 24 degrees. And a lost ball will give the Colts another attacking set. High fives all round. Tough to see whether that ball got any help. The referee doesn't think so. So a little set move. Eldridge with the football, had to juggle it, almost lost it. Now Buckley leading the side this afternoon. Bradley from dummy half. He hits Grant short. Grant, he's 10 metres away. Asking questions up the middle very early on. Pepinall got a hand to it, and it goes to Buckley. I thought it might have been knock on, but the calls play on. Eldridge, he goes short ball to Delamere, and Delamere trying to back his way over the try line. Held up just short. The dummy, the try. Colts score. A bit of trickery from Hayden Buckley from dummy half. And an early victory to the visitors, 4-0. The Dragons have only got themselves to blame. An error from the play the ball. Question marks on maybe a knock-on in the lead-up. The referee and touch judges satisfied that the ball went backwards. You've got to play to the whistle. Monero did that, and from the ensuing play, it was some heads-up play from Hayden Buckley. Now Yuli Mariner with the ball on the mound. Mariner hooking that one to the left. So the score remains 4-0.
The opening try of the game goes to the Monero Colts.
They look the business today, Monero. 4-0. We've only had not even 5 minutes of play here at Ron Costello Oval. Dragons have barely touched it. Kick-off allowed to bounce. Nadu. Brought down by Parrish. Buckley. The defence drives in and they send him backwards. So Pepinall will play it on his 30-metre line. The ball back. Looked like they might go an early kick. Instead, they go an early shift and the ball's gone forward. How often do we see it? An error after points. Gifting Illawarra South Coast their first chance. Been Delamere with the error there. Just overrunning the pass from Alexander. So Tyrone Roberts feeds the scrum and then it's Hayburn turning it on the inside. Where the captain Parrish will play it 21 metres out. Short side they go with Brett. Brett 12 metres out. They trail by 4. They shift it back to Roberts. Roberts and Hayburn just really had to check himself there. Had to wait for the pass. It wasn't the best of deliveries from Roberts. And now they go from dummy half. And big tackle coming in on Griffiths. But the penalty forthcoming inside the 10. A little eager to get up off the line. They'll get another set of 6. Another crack. So Brett going nowhere with that hit up. They go short side. Vedanabu Affinity. Now at the back. It's Hayburn. Hayburn looking to step his way through. It goes now to Patterson. Patterson, he's only a couple of metres away. The Dragons, they could smell a try. As they go now out there to Hayburn, intercepted. Monero away. It's Williams. Williams won't have the toe. He throws it on the inside. Nadu was trailing. In fact, it was, I'm just trying to see who it was out there. It might have been Pahara, in fact, who couldn't handle the football. Chance goes down for Monero. Could have been a try at either end. Just having a look at this Monero side. Plenty of talent from the Queanbeyan Blues Club. Boy, haven't they produced some players over the years. Now, Vedanabu Affinity providing a handful for the Colts defence. Now it's Sims. Hayburn. One of the more stockier halfbacks going round. Now the show and go and Sims again. Looking to find a chink in the Monero armour. Last tackle. Show and go from Roberts. Roberts finds Vedanabu Affinity, who dies with the football on the 5th and last. Not sure whether he knew it was the last. Now Nadu. Four to 0. Colts over the Dragons. The sole try to Hayden Bradley thus far. Solid contact. If you don't mind, it was Parrish. The captain leading by example for the Dragons. A little bit of a juggle there from Williams, and That's where they'll play it on the last. They're just short of halfway. Bradley going from dummy half, and Patterson taking it. He had plenty of pressure on it. So in the 21, it's Kane ball. Easy meters for the Dragons. But an error will halt the momentum. Take a moment to thank our major partner, Anytime Fitness. Bar TV Sports, of course. SNE Worldwide, major sponsor. Bringing you this live, uninterrupted action of the Laurie Daley Cup. Earlier, it was the Andrew Johns Cup taking centre stage. 16-all, the final score between Monero and Illawarra South Coast. Bradley at dummy half, going to Grant. And Grant trying to break through the tackle. Now short side Williams. Williams finding out there is Barlow. Barlow takes the tackle. They're 30 metres out. This is the fifth and last. And now it's back to the fullback and Eldridge. Eldridge goes across field looking for someone to chase through, but it just didn't quite have enough height on the ball. So Tunbridge, the 22 jersey. Griffiths. Both sides with big packs. That ball back to Roberts. Roberts drilling into the corner. He wants it to sit up in the end goal. And it's going to be touch and go, but it goes dead out of the 20. They'll get a full set of 6 to go back at the Dragons. Some of these forwards are a little bit slow to get on side for Monero. I dare say this heat is really sapping them just a shade. Pahara will play it. Jack Grant. Some sizable fellas in this Monero pack. That's one of them there, Delamere. Bradley to Buckley. Finds his front. Bradley. Turn on the inside. Nice sleight of hand there from Williams. Now Bradley. Notices there's only one market. Gets it to Buckley. He flicks it out back to Bradley. The kick over the top from Alexander. The contest. And it's Patterson showing plenty of courage. Taking the football. Tackle 10 metres out. The winger Alex Lobb for Western Suburbs. And a lost ball. Effective tackle, some high fives coming in. It may have been the skipper Buckley who's getting all the kudos for that. Importantly, he's won his side a scrum feed, 30 metres out. They already have a 4-0 lead, looking to extend it to 8 and perhaps even 10. Williams feeds it, and out the back. Again, look to that second phase play. Eldridge. Pepinall. He's opposite. Sims just hanging on. Alexander to play it. Bradley at dummy half. Now it's Williams, and short ball coming in from Barlow. Barlow can't get the ball away. Short side again. And it's going to be Pahara who gets it down, scores Monero's second. Eight 0. The Dragons, no. In fact, it'll be out to the 20. So a lost ball is the call. Dodging a bullet. Vetanabu Affinity will play it. Roberts. Now they've worked the overlap. Out there on the wing. It's Lobb who stays in the field of play. The cover comes across. So the ball now on the 14 to Nassau. Sims. Out there, the step. Straight through the gap. Billy Hayburn makes it 4-all. Kick to come in from in front of the post. The Dragons are about to hit the front. The Berry Shoalhaven Heads product stepped and went through. What a turning point. Pahara looked to have scored for all money down the other end, lost the football over the line, back out to the 20. A couple of plays later they find themselves underneath their own posts and sucking in the big ones. Tyron Roberts with the kicking duties. He won't have any easier this afternoon. So the Dragons lead 6 points to 4.
Dragons hit the lead thanks to a try there to Billy Hayburn from Berry Shoalhaven Heads. The conversion was successful by Ryan Roberts. Beach Street serves in the scoreboard. The Dragons are 6, the lead in the Colts 4.
Alexander gets his back underway. It's a high kickoff. It sits up in the breeze just nicely. As the Dragons look to work it back. Try against the run of play. Has the home side up 6-4. Be fair to say Monero's had the better of the opening minutes. Clive Brett, 30 metres out. Plenty of metres in this set. Here's the try scorer. Hayburn gets out of another tackle. Wreaking havoc already. 5th and last. Roberts throws the cutout. It goes to his winger and Lobb. Lobb gets it on the inside. The step, the try from Kane Ball. Back-to-back tries, and the Dragons are threatening to blow this one open. Kane Ball with the try there. What a turnaround in just the space of a couple of minutes. Monero looked right on top. The Dragons go bang bang. Roberts to make it an 8-point ball game, and he really was the architect with that beautiful cutout to Alex Lobb, who had the presence of mind to hit Kane Ball on the inside. The Roberts kick coming around, and it is straight through the middle. 12-4 the score in the first half of this round one Laurie Daley Cup clash.
That was a try there to the
Some nice fade on that, Tyrone Roberts. We mentioned the start he's made. Well, his namesake last night in that All-Stars game, Tyrone Roberts for the Indigenous All-Stars was, of course, man of the match. Are we seeing another Tyrone Roberts maybe getting man of the match honours this afternoon? He's made an impressive start. So a familiar sight as the Dragons work it away off a kickoff through Toby Boothroyd. Now Parrish. These shallow kickoffs don't seem to be working because the Dragons, 3 tackles, they're already up to halfway. Show and go out the back. Roberts again creating problems, and there's the try scorer and ball on the 5th. Short side again, Roberts. He can go himself if he wants. Roberts, he claps on the pace, throws another dummy, flicks it out the back. Ball! Oh, he's lost the football. He could sniff out number 2. What about the work from Tyrone Roberts? You blink and you miss it. One player certainly to watch in the Laurie Daley Cup is Tyrone Roberts. We'll be hearing plenty of his name over the course of the next 5 or 6 weeks. So Alexander goes to Pepinall. Finally, Monero get their hands back on the football. It seems like an eternity since they last had it. Barlow 9 short of halfway. He'll get up to his feet and play the football for the skipper Buckley. And that's the last. They're short on the left. So it goes through to the boot of Williams. Maybe looking for a settler, looking for the touchline. He can't find it. Cooper Tunbridge takes that one back towards the defence. Now Sharp. They've had a lot of success on their right edge. They start to go that way again. Roberts is lurking. Instead they go the open side. Two tackles left in the set. The dummy. Oh! Big hit coming in from Alexander. It looks like it's hurt both players there. It was Owens, the one who lost the football. No wonder they're both a bit ginger coming out of that. It was a solid contact. Alexander taking one for the team there. Absolutely rattled Owens. They certainly fancy themselves on this right edge against this left edge Monero defence. Owens back to his feet, but Alexander requiring a bit more attention. The score here 12-4 in favour of the hosts. Bit of concern showing for the number 6 for Monero. So much so it looks like he's going to be carried off here. The Tuggeranong Junior. It's not a good sight. A busy start and a vital cog of the team. And that would be a shame if he can't continue this afternoon. That certainly doesn't look a good sight. So Bradley comes on. That's him with the football at the back of the scrum. And Thompson with the football. Smith. So a couple of Woden Valley juniors on for Monero. Now Williams goes out there to Eldridge. Eldridge looking on his outside and picking up his centre three-quarter in Bradley and refusing to go to deck. Now Williams again. Pepperell. Trailing by 8 the visitors. Looking for a try to get them back in the contest in this first half. Williams again. Short ball there and Delamere cut in half in a very good textbook tackle. So that's still the last as the call is now. It's put on the boot by Eldridge and now picked up by the Dragons, and the Dragons can sense a chance to run away with it. It's ball again. Looking threatening on this right edge. Alex Lobb. Monero regroup. Vedanabu Affinity. So the ball from Hayburn out there to his centre and Sharp's tackled. They're 41 away. And good hands there shown by Parrish, the captain, and charging into the defence. Fifth signalled. Hayburn. Looking for some space in between. The bounce, it's going to be important. And Naidu flirting with the touchline. He showed all the patience in the world not to have a play at the football. And his side will get the football back, courtesy of a scrum 10 metres out. The Dragons, 12-4 to the good here at Ron Costello Oval in Shellharbour. And a lost ball will give the Dragons a chance to extend their lead. This is great real estate for the Illawarra South Coast team. Midfield scrum. Watch for a set play. Roberts to the right. Now drifting to the open. Hayburn. Shape to go inside. Goes outside instead. It's just simple hands. And a beautiful try there. Cooper Tunbridge dotting down in the corner. Beautiful width by the home side at 16-4. The halves have it on a string. If it's not Roberts, it's Hayburn. Well, what about that cutout pass? And the hands showing out on the left edge. Nice finish by Cooper Tunbridge in the 22 jersey and the headgear. So Cooper Tunbridge with the try. Now Tyron Roberts to convert. 16-4. 14 points would make it very difficult for the Colts. Still plenty of time left in this match. Another half and some to go. But you don't want to be giving this Dragon side too much of a start. Toughest assignment of the afternoon. The southern touchline. Roberts strikes it, likes it. It's over. 18-4.
Another try there to the South Coast Dragons. This time scored by number 22, Cooper Tunbridge. The conversion with an excellent sideline conversion from Tyrone Roberts. The Beach Street 13 scoreboard is now the Dragons 18, the Colts are 4, and we're 4 minutes away from half time.
So less than 5 to go until the break. Can the Dragons extend their lead? 18-4 it is, or can Monero get a crucial try before half-time to get themselves back in the contest? They muscle up like that, they may just do it. Pepperell, oh! Big shot coming in. Muscling up. Noah Sadler, the boy from Cooma, in that tackle. They're back over halfway, and now they go the short side again. Hayburn looking to kick through. The chase is pretty good, but it's a beautiful piece of work from Eldridge to come away with the football. Showed plenty of courage. Now Sadler. Bahara going to his wing partner, Nadu, who's looking for some work, but he's driven back in some good Dragons defence. Delamy hoping to inspire his side. Now they again promote the football out to the left, and Thompson it is who earns his side a penalty, running into some offside defenders. And Bradley will find touch. 30 metres out from the Dragons line. One last chance for Monero before the break. They're down 18-4. Now Buckley. The hit and spin. Now Bradley, Lincoln Bradley that is. Williams. Short ball to Sadler. Can they crack open the Dragons' defence, or short ball? Held up is the call. The skipper can't get over. That was Buckley. Brad Buckley held up. Now Bradley. Pepperell. Fifth and last. Bradley dummies. Bradley splits the markers and scores a crucial try for the Colts on the stroke of half-time. Had a look, sees the opportunity and gives his side a sniff heading into the second stanza. And he'll look to convert his own try. 18-8. Straightforward attempt for Bradley. Making absolutely no mistake with that one. 18-10. Illawarra South Coast leading Monero. They'll barely have time, you'd imagine, for the restart. In fact, they won't. So half-time in this Laurie Daley Cup fixture at Shell Harbour. And it is the home side, 18-10 up. We'll be back very shortly with all the second half action. Don't go anywhere, wherever you may be watching, on Bar TV's coverage of the CRL Junior Representative Championships. Round one, Laurie Daley Cup action coming to you from Ron Costello Oval in Shell Harbour at the moment. It is the home side, Illawarra South Coast, 18, leading Monero 10. Monero led 4 points to 0, and then it was 3 consecutive tries to the Dragons before a Hayden Bradley try, right on the bell, made it 18 points to 10. As the home side comes back out for the second half, led expertly by the halves, Tyron Roberts and Billy Haber. Weren't they impressive? The pick for Monero, you'd have to say, is their number 9, Hayden Bradley. Super impressive. Tristan Eldridge also sound at the back, safe at the back for Monero. They'll be looking for their big pack to do the job in the second half and roll over the top of the Dragons, who at the moment haven't shown any signs of fatigue in this weather. It is a warm day without being too hot for February. Sitting on about 24 degrees at the moment. It is a beautiful backdrop here at Ron Costello Oval. The ocean to the east. As Monero come back onto the field, led by Brad Buckley, the Queanbeyan Blues Jr. Having a look at their side, Monero that is, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, up to 10 Queanbeyan Blues Juniors in this team. Quite impressive that one club can have such a representation in what is ultimately a very strong region right across the board. But the Colts have work to do. They're down by 8. Underway for the second half. This kickoff's deep and it's down to Clive Brett, to bring it back. The men in red, white and blue doing the job thus far. But rest assured, Monero will come, and they will come hard at the Dragons in the second half as they look to shift it to Hayburn. Hayburn straight through. He's got Williams on his inside. He's got support through Nelson Sharp on his outside. He'll have too much pace, and you couldn't have asked for a better start if you are a Dragons fan. But again, it's Billy Hayburn, the architect. The halves are proving the difference, and the outside backs for the Dragons are certainly obliging. Importantly, Sharp brings it underneath the posts. And Tyron Roberts, he could throw this one over. Already 3 from 3 this afternoon. Well, if the assignment wasn't already incredibly tough for Monero at 8 points, 14 has just made that equation that much tougher. So 24 points to 10. It was the right edge doing the damage in the first half. And now it's the left edge getting in on the action.
Running there with a smart try there to number 4, Nelson Sharp. And the conversion from under the posts again by Tyrone Roberts. It goes to reach, serves 3 scoreboard. Dragons at 24, leading the Colts 10.
So that try taking the sting out of the tail as far as Monero's concerned. But the tails are up for the Dragons. Can they close it out? Beninabu Affinity losing the football. But the call was held. Now Gob, Adapto Jr. Let's see how getting it out again. Oh, it's that man again, Billy Haber. This time to Williams. Oh, you can put down the glasses. He'll have too much pace. And they're cutting this game open. It looks like one of the players chasing for Monero has torn his hamstring. Billy Hayburn and Tyron Roberts. Between them, they've had a hand at every try this afternoon, so it's no surprise that they finally link up together and orchestrate try number 5. So the kick right in front, and in the moment will be 30-10 in favour of the Dragons. Injury concerns for Monero. One play being helped off the paddock, another requiring attention around about that halfway mark as Roberts looks to make it 5 from 5. So 14 points thus far for the Illawarra South Coast Dragons, number 6. And the scoreline is 30 points to 10 as Eldrick Pahara goes off after tearing his hamstring. It didn't look good as he was chasing Roberts. He tried to go from 5th to 6th and probably realised he didn't have a 6th as Roberts motored away. But Bradley gets us underway. This time they opt to go the other side. And it's Gelb, who runs into the tackle of Smith and Longhurst, who again come in and make the tackle. And a penalty. Holding down Charlie Parrish too long. The Dragons get out of jail again. It wasn't the best kick from Roberts. Only chews off another 10 metres. But importantly, they restart the set of 6. Hayburn fighting Nassau to the centre of the park, and Gob will play it. Short ball out there to Beninabu Affinity. Hayburn again. Poked his head through the gap, got the offload away, and Parrish was almost away as well. Short side now, Hayburn again. Offload back to Parrish. Parrish fends. Parrish looking to get away. The captain brought down. 25 out. They're looking to open the floodgates here. The dummy, but it was a forward pass to Fletcher Blackett. The Colts, they needed that call. They were backpedaling and backpedaling fast. So now they spin the ball. looking to the edges to try and spark something. Eldridge was tackled as they go the short side. Lincoln Bradley driven towards the touchline, and would you believe it, the Dragons will come up with the football. Big defence on the far side from the home side. They're really starting to take a stranglehold on this contest now. Hayburn at first receiver. Nassau at the back of the scrum. He feeds it to Hayburn, and Parrish on the inside. Eldridge up there, getting some help from Sadler and Smith. Parrish not happy with the treatment as Nassau dummies and steps. .35 to go. Parrish again. Centre of the park. Now the short ball to Sharp. Williams at dummy half. Now to Blackett. Marching their way ever so slowly towards the try line, but they lose the football. They let Monero off the hook. 30-10. The Dragons lead the Colts. Round 1 of the Laurie Daley Cup. Great to have Rugby League back for 2019. No doubt some of these players will be dusting out the cobwebs. I'm sure they probably haven't played a lot of footy, although I'm sure they've been training the house down both sides of Christmas. Now Delamere, relatively quiet, hasn't been able to impact the game perhaps like he envisaged going here this afternoon, as that's a nice ball at the line from Sadler to Smith. Better from the Colts. Now Bradley, Williams, Thompson. Nassau in there, trying to bring down Thompson. Venetabu Affinity as well in there as they go the short side. Williams just keeps it low and tries to get a favourable bounce, but it sits up for just having a look back there who that might be. Looked like it was Roberts. So Tunbridge will play it. In fact, Tunbridge ball now. Try scorer. So Ball as well with a try to his name this afternoon, involved in that passage of play, and they've lost the football. Another error from the Dragons, just leaving the door ajar for Monero. This is about the best attacking opportunity the Colts have had in a considerable amount of time, certainly in this half. So Williams feeds it. Now the ball out to Longhurst. Hayburn and Sharp, they drive him back. So playing at the line to Sadler. And the Coombe Junior will play at 30 metres out as Bradley goes back to Williams. Williams further afield. Oh, and the pass to Barlow. It was hard, it was behind him, and he drops the football. Now ball. Steps off the right. And gets the Dragons on the front foot. Alex Lobb. to Hayburn. Hayburn to Williams. Williams, a little skip step. Hayburn using his pace to try and get through the line. He throws the ball out the back. It'll have to be back for Tunbridge to try and keep the ball in the field of play. He does nicely. 40 metres away from the Monero line now, and they go forward through Griffiths. Nassau. In the 16, it's Webb. Webb couldn't get an offload away. He'll play it centre of the park, 20 metres out. It's the fifth and last as now the ball goes up. It's a chip. It's beautifully directed for Ball to coast through and score another try. Jack Owens with the kick and the try assist. 34-10. A statement from the 18s. Illawarra South Coast. We couldn't be split in the Andrew Johns Cup match earlier this afternoon, a 16-all draw, but it's all one-way traffic here. And at this point, it's going to be a long and miserable bus trip home for the Monero boys. Try number 2 for Kane Ball this afternoon. He's looked dangerous most times he's touched it. As has the man who lines up the conversion attempt, Tyrone Roberts. Blemish free as far as he's kicking this afternoon. Looking to make it 6 from 6. Already with 14 points, 5 goals and a try. This strike is on its way, but it's out to the left. No goal. First miss for Roberts. Nevertheless, it's a 24-point lead to the Dragons.
South Coast Dragons scored again by number 21, Kane Ball. The conversion attempt was unsuccessful. It makes the Beach Street Surf Team scoreboard 34 points to the Dragons, 10 to the Colts. And we're in the last 20 minutes of this exciting game here at Montestar this afternoon.
So less than 20 to go. Can the Colts salvage anything out of this match? Certainly not the way they're playing at the moment. Haber. Have to think it's a 2-horse race at this stage for man of the match. Billy Haber and Tyrone Roberts, take your pick. Both have been outstanding this afternoon. Oh, as I say that, the Dragons come up with perhaps their worst play of the afternoon. So Monero will have the scrum feed 30 metres out, trailing by 24. They head out to Thompson. Thompson throwing the dummy before getting away a pass at the line. Delamy. Better charge from the number 12. Short side, Bradley steps and scores. Hayden Bradley. He's been the best in the beaten bunch this afternoon. And gets his side back in with somewhat of a sniff. Still a massive task ahead. But the number 9 has been super impressive. 34-14. Must make this kick. And he makes no mistake. Hayden Bradley converts his own try. 34-16. Dragons made to pay for their errors.
The Colts number 9, Hayden Bradley, gives him his third try of the day. Second conversion.
A hat-trick for Hayden Bradley. What a performance. The only 3 tries for his side.
16 minutes to play.
The lob gets us underway. Will the tails be up? Oh, Buckley's hammered. Well, if you thought the Dragons were going to sleep in defence, think again. Delamere again. They've got their tails up. Pepperell, flat pass from Bradley. As they work their way towards the halfway mark on the 5th and last. Now Williams, it's an awkward kick and he gets it back. It's still the last. He throws it out and looked forward and the knock-on is there. There'll be a changeover. For a moment, they would have fancied their chances. The Dragons allowed it to bounce. Oh, Kane Smith running into big Yuli Mariner. Well, the sting hasn't gone out of this game as far as the defence is concerned as Hayburn loses the ball. Well, for such a composed game by the 7, that was uncharacteristic. Monero just sends a chance. Grant plays it. Now to Buckley. Now Bradley. Williams. Eldridge. Ball and all tackle that was well read, but they couldn't rack the tackler up, so it's play on. A chance here for Barlow, and Barlow's brought down 12 metres out. Here come the Colts. They're down by 18. Williams. He's kick trapped. Willoughby 6 again. No. The Dragons come up with it. And they dodge a bullet. The ebbs and flows in this game as Veninabu Affinity takes the ball forward for the Dragons. Now short side with ball. He's got a double to his name. The other side of the ledger, Bradley a hat-trick. Now Veninabu Affinity again. Second touch this set. Oh, and potentially a high shot there by Thompson. Called to play on. Short side, Roberts. Roberts going to ball, who loses the football, and now Monero come up with it. They do to play it. Flat was Grant. Really pushing the boundaries with some of these passes. Bradley again fighting Pepperell flat at the line. The Colts with another opportunity to attack. Williams finding big Mariner. Yuli Mariner up to the 20, had a quick play the ball as well. Bradley, he goes himself, then finds Williams. Williams takes to the line, grubbers, but he doesn't find... Now it's Roberts. Roberts away down the other end. Roberts, does he have the pace to go all the way? The chase is coming from Bradley, but Roberts has too much speed and will seal the game for the Dragons with his second try of the afternoon. Williams' kick, finding the hands of Roberts, and it was good night. $38-16, soon to be 40. So what an impressive points haul by Tyron Roberts. This for 20 points. And with such a formidable halves pairing, the Dragons will be hard to beat. That goes straight through the hay diddle diddle.
Excellent play at length of the field. Try there to number 6 Tyrone Roberts. Converts his own try. Moves the Beach Street Surfing scoreboard. 40 points to the Dragons, 16 to the Colts. And we're just under 10 minutes to go in this under-18 country championship. One game.
So less than 10 to go. Bradley gets us underway. It's a deep kickoff. It's a good kickoff too, and Hayburn takes it. Now winding up is Trent Griffiths. Webb plays it. Blackett. Upended. Griffiths again. Now Parrish, the skipper. Fifth tackle. Kick going through from Hayburn. Now the sting just going out of this game a little. The writing's on the wall. The Colts are going to be soundly beaten. Williams onto Buckley. He's put on his back 9 short of halfway. So that's the 5th for Monero. Back to Williams. Williams drills it to the corner for ball to go back to his in goal. Now playing in that full-back position. Already got 2 tries this afternoon. This time he gets a beautiful ball away to Tunbridge. Tunbridge the goose step. Tunbridge going towards the touchline. He somehow keeps it in. And Venable Affinity will come up with the football. How did they do that, the Dragons? And a high tackle as well, was it? No, he's lost the football. But hang on, the touch judge comes in. We'll have a report. And I dare say a penalty to the Dragons. So the penalty will indeed go to Illawarra South Coast. Did look like a high shot. Webb tackles into Badero's half. Questions on the play. The ball there is now. Ball goes out to Venabu. Affinity. In fact, it's Roberts on the far side. He was searching for his hat-trick. And now quick hands and Gob with it. They're 5 metres away. And a try coming up. Is it? Penalty. So they'll go again through Griffiths. Now to Hayburn. Hayburn doesn't even need to throw the dummy. He goes over again. Billy Hayburn with a double now. And it's starting to look ugly for Monero. Referee belatedly pointing to the spot, confirming the Hayburn try. Didn't even shape to go outside. He knew he had the defence cut to shreds. 44 points to 16. What an impressive start to the Laurie Daley Cup for the Illawarra South Coast team. Roberts, 6 from 7 this afternoon. 20 points, 2 tries, 6 goals. Just another chance to add to his impressive tally. Might eye 50 here, the Dragons. Still got plenty of time to do it. Now one straight, holds its line, 46-16. 30 points the margin.
Billy Hayburn puts his stamp on the game with another try there and another great conversion to Tyrone Roberts. Beach Street searching scoreboard, the Dragons 46, so leading the Colts 16, and we're down to 3.5 minutes to go.
3.5 minutes left, confirmed over the PA system. Still plenty of time, you'd think, with the Dragons with a full head of steam. Griffiths. So Webb plays the ball. Out to ball. Ball chips for Roberts. Roberts steaming through. And Tyrone Roberts goes in for number 3. The bloke's a magician. And that's 50 for the home side. $26 points for Tyrone Roberts. Incredible. Three tries, 6 goals. He'll have a chance to add to the tally and make it 28, and in fact he should do. 2 hat-tricks in this game, 1 on each side. The heads-up play from young Kane Ball, who has been impressive. Spending his time between full-back and the outside backs. $28 points for Tyron Roberts, 52 for the Dragons. Commanding performance, will barely have time for the kickoff. I can tell you the Colts are in no hurry.
That was another sensational try to that man, Tyrone Roberts, again, went under the post, converted his own try, moved the Beach Street Surfing scoreboard to 52 to the Dragons, 16 to the Colts. There they go.
And Bradley goes short, they're all offside. Rubbing salt into the wounds there. Maybe one last play for the Dragons. Owens will take the tap. So Sims. Some solid contact coming in on the lock forward. They switch the point of attack. It's ball again. Hayburn gets outside his man. Finds Venadabu Affinity. Venadabu Affinity gets away from one. Can't get away there from in 16 Kane Smith, who ropes him in. Clive Brett, dying seconds, plays the football. There's the siren. There's the win for Illawarra South Coast. And you couldn't have asked for a more emphatic performance from the home side. 52 points to 16. A statement of intent from the Dragons in round one of the Laurie Daley Cup. As for Monero, all their tries came from the hooker Hayden Bradley. They've got a lot of work to do ahead of round two, but the Dragons are humming along quite nicely. Tyron Roberts with a hat-trick, Billy Hayburn with a double, Kane Ball with a double. They were the pick for the home side. A big day of rugby league here in Shellharbour. Earlier in the Andrew Johns Cup, it was a 16-all draw between Illawarra South Coast and Monero, but in the under-18s, it was all one-way traffic. Illawarra South Coast, 52, Monero 16. Thanks for wherever you've been watching on Bar TV Sports today. We look forward to having your company over the course of the coming weeks as this competition, or these competitions, certainly heat up all around New South Wales. But for now, it's been a pleasure having your company. We look forward to seeing you next week.